Welcome to Coffee Walk. We got some cool Jeep stuff today. I've got a 83 2D Deep Night Blue Laredo that just came in, low miles, some neat options. And I've got our expert polisher in the back, Josh. We're gonna test it to see if we can save the paint on this or if we should clear over it, because I definitely don't want to paint it. Then we're gonna hit on a really nice, original, unrestored, color code 7M, Golden Ginger, Golden Eagle. Then we're gonna look at a JK8. What's a JK8? I'll explain it to you. And then we're gonna check out the progress from Alex has done in the past week on the major build we're doing with a small block Chevrolet in it. So let's go. What's happening, team?
What's going on?
How is it?
It's actually really nice. Really nice, solid original Jeep.
So this just came in. It's only had 2 owners from new. Had really good paperwork, 42,000 miles. So I asked Josh to come out. Let's see if it'll buff out. We have not buffed anything on this Jeep. This is just worn through naturally. So let's hit a spot and see what happens. And if it won't buff out, we'll clear this Jeep. I think it's too nice to paint.
Oh yeah,
Do you agree?
I agree.
It's got a lot of heavy crazing in it. I personally think we're gonna have to clear it.
That's a great idea.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay. Sometimes these will buff out really nice,
Yeah.
and we've gotten lucky with them, i.e. that one, right?
Yes, sir.
So I was really hoping this was polished, but what we'll do is we'll take everything off of it, we'll do it right, we'll scuff it and clear the whole thing and save all the originality and save the patina. Now I want to show you something really cool, Alex. Now, one of the neatest things on these CJs or even muscle cars or whatever is finding a build sheet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you
this
find a
is the
Hemi
coolest
Cuda and the
thing.
build sheets in the back seat, that is awesome. Now there were several areas in a build sheet you can find in the CJ7. A lot of times they're missing. The most common area is right here underneath the passenger seat. And they were always held in with black electrical tape. I don't know why, they always were. And there was always plastic under the seat. These seats, and I've seen line seats before, were in a plastic bag. The whole seat was bagged, they went in here and they weren't taken off till the dealership. But generally, when they put the build sheet in this, they stuck it underneath the plastic. And this one just so happens to be here. So this build sheet's never been out. And if you don't have a window sticker, the next best thing is to have a build sheet. So I just happen to have a miniature flashlight. Unbelievable, huh? See if we can get this out without messing it up.
I don't think I've ever seen one in a CJ before.
Really?
Yeah.
They also could have been underneath the driver's seat, and it's not uncommon for them to be underneath the back seat.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why this is, but historically in the past, because George is usually the one that takes the carpet out of them, we'll go over to that Golden Eagle in a minute. A lot of the hardtop Jeeps, the build sheet was on top of the wheelhouse underneath the carpet. Don't know why. So let's get this thing out. Obviously, we want to be as careful with it as we can. So we're going to get this piece of tape off right here. This black piece, it's off. And here we go. Look at that. That is so cool to find that.
Wow.
Isn't that neat? So there's the last stitch at the VINs, and you can code all this stuff out to see how Jeep left the factory. We need to see what the axle code is. Now the next thing I like to look at when these Jeeps come in is open the glove box door and see, which is something people really like to see, if it had a track lock. Not very many of them did, you had to order it, but when they have a track lock in them, you've got this silver decal.
Okay.
So if you're out hunting these Jeeps for us, and you see that, it's definitely more desirable. We can pay a little bit more for it.
Okay.
This is cool. Let's see what we got in the owner's manual kit. Love having an owner's manual kit. Now, if the window sticker's in here, we are killing it. We don't have to have it because we got a build sheet. So they all came with the dealer directories. So if you're driving around the country where you could stop and get help, original owner's manual.
And we have tons of those up front, right?
We do have these in reproduction. We got a lot of originals too.
Cool.
So I guess the dealer was trying to sell them some Jeep shirts.
Oh, that's cool.
Merchandise file. Original odometer statement showing 9 miles. Very cool. Okay, original purchase order. This Jeep's an 83, but it was sold in January of 84 for $9,532. Pretty cool. It's almost $10,000 back then. This is all the stuff that would have come in there. Your tire warranty, adjustment policy, the Jeep warranty itself, maintenance guide, how to drive your four-wheel drive, in case you don't know how to drive a four-wheel drive. And this was a warranty card that you had to submit. Now, what else is neat about this Jeep is its color code 2D, which is deep night blue. You know, the primary colors, the special order colors like this were generally less than 10%. So you had 37,000 CJ7s built. As you know, I've talked to you this, only 20% of them were Laredos, and that's approximately. So you're looking at 7,400. You take a less than 10% color, which this could be a 3% color, but I'm just gonna go on the big end, you know, at 10%. So you're looking at 740 of them. But how many of those 740 were ordered with nutmeg interior?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, in these options. It's also, it's a power steering, power brake Jeep, tilt wheel with a T5. I mean, blue with this nutmeg just looks awesome.
So cool.
And 42,000 real miles with good documents to back it up. Build sheet, owner's manual kit. This Jeep's got everything going for it. We just don't have the window sticker. So unfortunately, it wouldn't buff out. That's the first time we tried it. Really hoped it would, but we'll take everything off of it and clear this Jeep, service it, and somebody will be proud to own this. Now, check out this Golden Eagle. So we've actually found, which is crazy, 2 Golden Hawk build sheets in the past 18 months.
Yep.
George brought them in. He was so proud of them. You were here that one day you found
Yeah,
them.
I was.
They were both underneath the carpet on this wheelhouse, on driver's side, both of them. Now, no, I'm not going to pick this up and put one out here because it didn't have one. But this is color code 7M Golden Ginger, which is actually is a pretty rare color too. Really nice option, 304, power steering, power brakes, AC, V8, Golden Eagle. Look at the seats in this thing. Just a nice Jeep. Now,
Wow. Drives good too.
Does it drive good? You driven it? Now, what I saw the other day, and I don't know if you noticed this when we were cleaning it, the floors in this Jeep were just nuts. Look at the floor, how nice that floor is.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's almost never that clean.
So we brought this in out of California. Super nice Jeep. 55,000 real miles with good documents on this one too. So a V8 automatic, and which is a turbo 400. And you know the turbo 400s in these are K-case transmissions. So you know what the difference between a regular turbo 400 and a K-case is?
I do not.
K-case is thicker, stronger case.
Okay.
That's actually what came in K5 Blazers.
There you go.
Which we have some of those, don't we? Beautiful example. And this Jeep has got the coolest Jeep sticker ever, my absolutely favorite sticker of all time. Super Jeep. I absolutely love these decals. And this is the neatest slogan I think any car company has ever done. Toughest four-letter word on wheels. And yes, we do have these decals in stock in every size. I love that decal. I love that Jeep. Next, we've got JK8. So the JK8 was kit form only, and they were installed by dealers or authorized shops. We just so happened to have been an authorized shop when these kits were out. So what you had to do is you started with a 4-door. And I mean, it was a massive job. We probably built 20 of them here at Collins Brothers. You started off with a 4, I mean, this thing had to go so far down, it was insane. The entire roll bar had to come out. Both complete quarter panels had to come off, and you had to change the floor and build the whole Jeep back up from there. Put the cage in it, fit the top, and it all came in a kit. It was about a $6,300 kit. But the funny thing was, in the instructions of the kit, it said that labor install time was between 30 and 40 hours.
Oh, there's no way.
The fastest we ever did one was 86. Because you know how we do stuff here, it's gotta be perfect. So this is a 2008 that's had that kit. Really, really rare kit. This is the precursor to the Brute and obviously the Gladiator.
Yeah.
And this was what they were trying to make it look like a Scrambler. So, Kelsey doesn't like it when I do the contest, but I'm gonna do one. You're gonna get a free dentist shirt if you tell me how many of these kits were built. So, good luck with that. Next, we're gonna see what Alex did all the week on the big build. So, tell me where you're at, what you did, and then I think one of the top questions asked was, are you gonna put a Model 20 in the back?
The answer is no. We actually,
What's in there?
we're actually put a Dana 44 We're gonna put some beefier axles, some new gears, maybe a locker or a limited slip. We'll see.
So we just so happened to be lucky, and Alex went and picked up, actually, you went and picked up both of the Jeeps.
Yep.
Last week we got two 86s in that both had Dana 44s in, and were both Renegades, which is incredibly rare, and we're parting them both out. And one of them on the title, Collins Brothers sold in 1992. So I'm sure y'all are cringing because we're parting out two 86s with Dana 44s, and they're good bodies on these Jeeps too, but we really need the parts. So from there, we got a killer rear end. That was a big question everybody had. Willwood disc brakes.
Yep.
Now, that is one of the axles you're gonna have to have if you're gonna put the Willwoods in the back though, right?
That is correct. So with Willwood, they do offer a kit for a AMC 20, which would be in like a Javelin. So we thought we could
For a car.
Right.
Yeah.
So we thought we could run that with a Jeep, and turns out when we put our one-piece axle shafts in, it's not going to work out. So we ended up putting a Dana 44 instead.
We didn't want a two-piece axle kit in here because you're more likely to spin the hub off of it.
Right.
We really wanted one-piece axles in this, so the way to go, pulled the 20 out, scrapped that, put a 44 in, which is also cool because this 44 only came in an 86 CJ7. They're crazy rare. It's such a cool build, it'll be neat to look under it.
Right.
Okay, so from there, you brought a body in and mocked it up so you knew the motor was in the exact position it needed to be, right?
Yep. Went ahead and welded the mounts to the frame. We figured out the transmission is very big, but it will clear the Jeep body.
Just barely.
Barely, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll have to see what the customer wants to do. I would like to remake the skid plate. We can use the factory skid plate, but to be 100% perfect, I would really like to just make it.
Okay, well, we'll see if we can get permission to go that route tomorrow. Now, we're in the stages on this. This is what you call a mock-up. You'll get it all the way mocked up. We got to make sure the headers are going to fit. Again, you had to make sure the transmission would fit. And the motor, the 350 motor on this really can't go much further forward or back, can it?
Right. Mocked up the body, and I mocked up the grill with the radiator and the fans. And we really don't have a lot of room to move it front or rear.
This is where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And fortunately, we have Chevrolet V8s in the warehouse that we can look at, and we built them before. But this has come along great. You should be proud of this build. All this done in a week. It looks fantastic. I want to go back and see how the body's coming.
Oh, yeah.
So we talked about a rotisserie restoration last week, and I failed to show what a rotisserie was. So actually, here's the rotisserie. It's kind of like, you know, when you're roasting a pig, you're just going to rotate around. You've got the Jeep body on there so you can rotate around and get to where you need to be.
Right.
I want to show you a couple of interesting things on here. So here is the roll bar mount section and a part of the traverse ledge that we replaced, okay?
All right.
Here is the captive nut for your seatbelt. Here's where we put it, okay? See how perfectly symmetrical it is?
Yeah.
Here is where they put it at the factory. Look how sloppy that is.
They didn't even care.
Because this is still the original piece. So we left that there just to show that. But look at these. This one's nicely placed. This one's sloppy. These have not been replaced. Okay, so the rear floor, every single spot weld is in the same spot as it was from the factory. So we drill every one out, spot weld it back, and grind them down. Now, something that's going to save us some time on this, and again, this customer is very specific in what he wants. He wants the wheelhouse that's finished out nice in white paint.
Okay.
Wants the firewall finished out nice in white paint, and he wants the rest of this spray lined in white. So that will save some time.
Yes.
This is at 9B Olympic white. So this is just to do these two panels and this rear floor and those traverse ledges took all week. I mean,
A lot of work.
it is a lot of work. And there was a lot of other work done to the body, but
Yeah.
it's really nice to have this rotisserie and be able to get to every single spot without just laying on the ground or whatever. So I think you've done a great job this week. Again, we're going to keep following up on Alex's build. Haven't done a great job in the past, which is 100% my fault of chronicling these builds. So we're going to stay on that one. And cool JK8.
Yep, that was.
Now you guys know where to find the build sheets. Remember, they could be they're generally under the passenger seat. They can be under the driver's seat. Not uncommon for it to be under the back seat. If they're not there, it's a hardtop Jeep. The most common area we found it, which is crazy for us, is on top of the wheelhouse. There you go, guys. Please like, tag, share, and follow, and thanks for watching. Let's go drink coffee.